Economic Analysis and Research Business Unit at the Export Credit Insurance Corporation of South Africa. A very good afternoon to you, Marvin. Welcome to Africa in Business.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for having me.
So the United Trade and Economic Development in Africa report outlines some key strategies to unlock the intra-African trade market. What are some of those strategies that are being put forward?
Yes, so when you look at since the signing of the trade agreement, to start off with, we've had some implementation challenges due to COVID-19 and obviously the Russia-Ukraine war, which has had some supply chain shocks. But when looking at some of the strategies to obviously integrate those opening opportunities, what we want to do or want to see and observe is strengthen our regional economic value chains, increase our industrial bases, and further increasing, adding a lens onto women-led businesses across the continent. And that should boost intra-African trade by a further 7.2%, which is what we've seen over the last 2 years.
And what does it seem that Africa is almost afraid of doing trade on the continent? It's such a huge opportunity. There have been measures, for the different countries on the continent to actually trade with each other. Why does there seem to be a delay in this regard?
So it's not necessarily Africa being afraid to compete on a global scale. Africa is faced with a large amount of challenges, being transport infrastructure, having the ability to attract financing, good financing for that, and then good investments that we can channel into countries that need that investment, especially countries along the coastal lines, countries that are landlocked and are trying to get their goods to the ports. And what we're seeing with South Africa is that we are pushing or carrying the intra-African trade, and that shows a lack of diversity. Also, on the other hand, what we've picked up is most African countries fear increased competition due to innovation and protecting, obviously, their local markets and local businesses. But what we want to see and what we're expecting to see over the next 10, 15 years is an improvement in that. And all we want or all we need is decent financing and investments to propel that growth and protect our local consumers and local businesses.
When we look at the changes that are taking place with U.S. President Donald Trump now at the helm, he has issued trade tariffs on steel. There is a focused attack on South Africa and its policies. How important is it for the continent to stand together? What do you believe that the Trump administration will bring for the continent?
Yes, I think this is the perfect time and it's a golden opportunity for the African continent to stand together under the African Free Continental Trade Area. This is the time to showcase our manufacturing capability. This is the time to strengthen our regional value chains. This is the time to come as one across different statesmen, across different governments, and consolidate our policies. Because, if you see with what's happening with the steel sector, there's a potential loss of jobs there, potential loss of incomes, and that could obviously affect our employment. So if not now, then when? And I believe that this is the golden opportunity to have a shared vision, which is a unified market across consumers, across goods, across business people, and free movement of people across the continent.
So your company, ECIC, the Export Credit Insurance Corporation of South Africa, is in a number of African countries. How has this expansion assisted the company itself as well as those on the continent?
Yes. No, thank you for that question. With us, we play an intermediary role, and it's not necessarily assist us, but it's assisting Brand South Africa, assisting our local exporters in navigating the risks across the continent. And we've become innovative over the years by producing great insurance products that help with political risk and also commercial risk in terms of currency inconvertibility and non-payment. And through the mega projects that we've concluded, that we've helped assist, that has obviously yielded in better project financing strategies. We've managed to build large infrastructure projects because of that. Brilliant minds have come onto the table and found strategies that work for the continent and not necessarily adopting Eurocentric views or global views.
All right. We'll leave it at that for this afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. And we'll hope to be talking to you soon as well as developments continue on the continent as far as intra-Africa trade is concerned.
Thank you, Tabu. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much. That's Marvin Selawule. He's the acting head of Political, Economic Analysis and Research Business Unit at the Export Credit Insurance Corporation of South Africa. He brings us to exactly 20 minutes to 2 p.m.
Jazz lovers, the wait is over. Africa's grandest gathering returns on the 25th to the 26th of April at the Cape Town International Convention Center. Experience 2 nights of soul-stirring jazz, electrifying collaborations, and over 30 world-class artists across 4 iconic stages. Don't miss this unforgettable musical experience. Get your tickets now at ticketmaster.co.za. Brought to you by Independent Media, proud media partner of the Cape Town International Jazz Festival.
Love knows no boundaries. It's in friendship, family, it's in acts of kindness, and it's unifying. This Valentine's Day, celebrate love and share the spirit of love beyond borders. Tell Africa about your love stories by sending a short video of how you celebrate and/or express